Different groups of consumers want different things. So as a business owner, you need to target them accordingly. How can you do that? Well, I have 3 words for you today: target, market, segmentation. I'm Kalila Reynolds, and it's time for another episode of Money Moves, JA, brought to you in partnership with Exim Bank's Business Advisory Service, giving you the tools to grow your business. Don Anderson is back with us this week. He's the Executive Chairman of Market Research Services Limited. And make sure you watch this video to the very end because we have a giveaway. Welcome back, Don Anderson. Good to have you back.
My pleasure.
So first of all, tell us, what is target market segmentation?
It's the opposite to a kind of shotgun approach. Shotgun, the bullets go all up and down the place and you don't know where they're going to end up. So target market strategy is actually to ensure that you identify. Let me give you a classic example, not a business environment, but a political environment, right? I was working with a particular gentleman one day, and he was leaving to go to campaign for an impending by-election. Right? So it was about the 4th time in 4 weeks that he was rushing out of a board meeting to go. And I said, "Well, what you doing?" He said that I'm going to go campaign. I said, "Okay, what you doing?" He said, "Well, I'm going to go out there. We're going to knock on some doors." And I said, "But what you going to say when you get there?" Right? And he was dumbfounded. For one, he didn't have a message, and 2, he was just going out there talking to people rather than finding out where should I really be placing my emphasis. And the target market strategization is really the difference between being very specific about a segment that you want to target and go to, and just going all the way out there hoping that somewhere along the line it will fall on some people. And that is really what you're talking about.
And why do you think this is important?
Well, I mean, you don't want to operate in an environment where you're just spending your money without knowing exactly whether you're reaching your proper target or not. So the first thing to do is to identify what's my market. You may very well say, media is another one, Gone are the days when people used to say, well, there are 300,000 people listening or watching a particular program, therefore I'm going to go there. When in fact, only 250 or 50,000 of those may very well be your market. The other 250 don't really apply to you because that's not your profile. So the first thing to do is to identify what your market really is. What's your market segment? That is really critical for your product. And then once you know that, you'll be able to specifically target by knowing, well, based on research, these people listen to radio at a particular time, they watch television at a particular time, and so on and so forth. And then you can target. The advantage being you really maximize the use of your scarce resources in the best possible way. Get right to where you want to get to without a scattershot approach, which may fall on them, but which will not be the most efficient use of your resources.
How can this be beneficial to small businesses now?
In particular, small businesses, because small businesses really are limited by the amount of available resources they have. And therefore, it would be incumbent on them to find, small businesses tend to say, well, take a very kind of myopic look to say, well, we don't have the money, and therefore, we're going to take a chance on such and such. But that's in fact the most waste of resources. What you really need to do is to find out exactly, because you have limited resources, you're not a big company that can afford to spend $20 million and then, okay, well, we lost some of it, so we can go back again. You have to make sure that with the limited resources that you have, you are targeting to the particular segment that is most attracted to your product. That's a key factor.
Last time you were on, you spoke about data analytics. So where do the two meet? How can you use data analytics to get your target market segmented?
Again, it's by knowledge of your customer. Knowledge of your customer. You need to make sure that, lots and lots of different people buy from you, let us say, okay? But in the final analysis, there is a segment that is particularly attuned to your product. Who are they? What are their characteristics? And whether you're a big company or a small company, the same applies, right? It probably is even more crucial for the small company to be able to identify who my real market is. And you may very well say, by virtue of being a small entity, I'm more intimate with my consumers, but you don't know. So where you need to now apply data analytics to small businesses, you'll find that that is even more important. Obviously, economies of scale and the capacity of the small business to actually bear the cost of data analytics is another thing. But I see it as being very critically important there because they don't have the kind of vast resources to be able to lose $10 million and recoup tomorrow. A big company can do that. And therefore, it is incumbent on them to be doing a lot more research. And I think as an organization, we want to develop means by which we can do offer more affordable research to small businesses so that they can understand the benefits of doing research and also, therefore, use data analytics in a real way to improve their businesses.
All right, let's do a practical exercise then. Let me see how we can do a target market segmentation. Let's say my business makes ladies' sandals. So what are the target market segments that you'd be looking at for a business that produces ladies' sandals?
Again, I say come back to that consumer focus, right? Now, you're making ladies' sandals, and therefore, who are you appealing to? Depends on the type of sandals you're making, the cost range of the sandals that you're making, the colors, the various varieties and variations that you could build into your product. Now,
first of all, you're appealing to women.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, are you appealing to older women, younger women, lower socioeconomic, upper socioeconomic? So you have to have some data. Now, what happens in a lot of small businesses is that people come in and they buy and they don't capture the data. So they're not sure. They may say, boy, Miss So-and-so come in last time and she buy 10 pairs of shoes. But until you can document that, which is where data analytics come in again, if you can document your information, let's say over a period of a month, I got more business out of people who are in the ages of 19 to 25 because they seem to be attracted to my make. And I got a lot of business from low-income persons. Now, that may not be your target by design, but that might be what actually happens. So you need to be able to understand your market, and knowing your market and understanding your market is halfway towards then segmenting and targeting to where it's going to be the greatest benefit to you.
Do you find that a lot of people make the mistake, if you consider it a mistake, of thinking my product is great, everybody wants my product?
You could only make that mistake for a short while, because if the reality doesn't pan out in the short run, you're going to change your thinking, You may have a nice brand, and the mistake that a lot of people make is thinking that what I have is great, but unless people are buying it. For example, if people aren't aware that you have the best product in the world, you don't have the best product in the world. You have to make people aware of it, so that they can know, well, hey, down by the road, Kalila has a nice shop that sells great products. But you can make a great product and you say, boy, I don't have any money to advertise our market. You're not going to get anywhere. The best product in the world is no product if people aren't aware of it. So awareness is a key factor in all of this building and strategizing and target marketing.
So what kind of results have your clients, for example, seen in applying these types of tools?
We've been in the business of research before you were born, right? We have survived it. And I'm just making that point to say that we have worked along with some of the biggest companies in this country. Some of them maybe 20, 30 years ago didn't think in terms of doing research to the extent that they're doing now. And the benefit is that they're now recognizing that without information, you're not going to be able to do. You can sustain it for a short while, but without the kind of information which you will use to actually optimize your business operations, you're not going to really be in the business for long. That's a key factor, right? And obviously, it is really making sure that people are aware of what you're doing. So again, a lot of small businesses, people happen upon them and say, wait, I'm about a shop down the road that sells shoes, right? Somewhere along the line, and it doesn't have to be formal advertising, which is generally costly, but they're short-term, kind of below-the-line expenditure that you can use to communicate to people that you have a benefit, you have a product that I want to get to you, and find a way to do it. So small businesses, I think I think we probably need a good long session to talk about small businesses and the limitations that they are currently working on there. But there's a reality. If you're not going to take a big gamble and a big step somewhere along the line, you're going to remain a small business.
That's so true.
Yeah, you're going to remain a small
That's
business.
so true. And we're talking about giving you the tools to grow your business here at
Absolutely.
Exim Bank. Well, thank you so much, Don. But before you go, you have a giveaway question.
Apart from financial challenges, what do you see as the major impediment for driving and growing your business at this point in time?
Excellent question, Don. So answer over on Exim Bank's Instagram page at Exim Bank JA. Of course, there's no right or wrong answer to this question, but we're just going to choose which one we think is the best answer. You can win yourself a lovely prize. Here now is a recap of Don's key points.
Research is key. Find the specific segment that's most attracted to your product or service. Use your target market to maximize the use of your resources. And you gotta take big steps for your small business to grow.
So as you see, market research can be so essential in figuring out which segments of the population to focus on, which customers you want to specifically target. That's it for this episode of Money Moves JA, brought to you by Exim Bank's Business Advisory Service, giving you the tools to grow your business. Visit their website at eximbankja.com. I'm Khalida Reynolds. Stay safe.